Hi guys, the Kitchen Fairy here, and I can see that pumpkin season is definitely here. Everywhere I go shopping for groceries, there's always pumpkin. Some are pretty steep yet, still, but some are already affordable. We get some for our doorsteps outside. So for today's recipe, it is gonna be with pumpkin, which is pumpkin mochi. I know that mostly people know mochi is from Japan, but in Indonesia we also have mochi. Maybe it's also from Japanese descendant or Japanese influence in old day. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I'm kind of catching my breath because I was just running down up and down the stairs to grab something. Anyways, the following recipe is pumpkin mochi, which means there's pumpkin in the skin, also pumpkin for the filling. Check out the full video and I'll see you soon again. Bye. So what I have here is 2 cups of mashed roasted pumpkin. You can I roast it in the oven. You can steam it, you can boil it, but either steam it or boil, you have to squeeze out the water as much as you can. So I'd rather roast the pumpkin myself. You can also use store-bought pumpkin, pureed pumpkin or mashed pumpkin. So this is 2 cups, and we're gonna take out about 3 tablespoons and leave it set to side. Now place the pumpkin puree or mashed pumpkin into non-stick pan. Add 5 tablespoons of sugar, 1/8 teaspoon each of nutmeg powder, cinnamon powder, and allspice powder, and we're just gonna cook this until combine and thicken and caramelize. So that was about 10 minutes. Now we're gonna take it off the heat and let it cool completely at room temperature. The filling, depending on the dough, if you divide it into 6 portions, roll the filling into 6 balls, if not 8 balls. Now for the mochi itself, for the dough, this is the 3 tablespoons of pumpkin puree that we reserved earlier. This is 65 grams of sugar and 110 grams of glutinous rice flour and a pinch of salt. So we're just gonna mix this. Then we're gonna add about 130 to 150 milliliters of water. Just gonna add it a little at a time while we're mixing it. Just so that it combines nicely. Now we're gonna cover this with cling wrap, and then we're gonna microwave it. Now you can either cover it with cling wrap tightly and poke a hole so steam will come out, or you can cover it loosely, and we're gonna microwave it for 2 minutes. Take out from heat and mix it, and we want to mix it completely mixed, and then we're gonna heat it again at 30 seconds interval, at least a couple of times more. If once you think it still needs to be heated one more time with 30 seconds. On a flat surface, sprinkle some cornstarch. You can use it. You can use the flat surface right away or directly, or you can put on parchment paper first. Now that the dough is ready, we're gonna dump it onto our flat surface. Now we're just gonna kind of roll the mochi so that it's coated with the starch, so it's easier for you to work on the mochi itself. Now we're gonna roll it flat, and instead of rolling, you can also just pinch them into a portion if you want, whichever that is easier for you. Prepare one cling wrap. Grab one mochi. Place one filling in the center, and then we're gonna pull all the sides to the center, and then we're gonna roll it with the plastic and shaping it into a ball. It's not easy for me to do it with one hand. I always have to kind of stop the camera. So like so, and then also with the plastic, just twirl it at the end, and you make your round pumpkin now, like so. If you want your pumpkin to be darker, you can add orange food coloring, so make it a little bit stronger, otherwise your pumpkin will be kind of pale. It can also depend on the pumpkin puree or mashed pumpkin that you use. If it's store-bought, usually already with spices and whatnot, and it will be darker in color as well. Otherwise, leave it as is. Depending on the size of your mochi, if it's bigger, use kitchen twine. We're gonna wrap the kitchen twine around the mochi so that it will shape into pumpkin. If your mochi are small like mine, just use a regular sewing thread. So just tie it like so, so you will make indents just like a pumpkin would. Repeat the step until all mochi are shaped as pumpkin, and then we're gonna leave it in the fridge for a couple of hours. Here is the pumpkin mochi.